Hello. Today I will be explaining how to confirm prayer is from God. So, starting off, healing can occur also through prayer for another person, and it has to be visibly obvious when it happens. And the person being prayed for has to not know that people are praying for him/her. This is so the placebo effect bias does not occur. This is really important to minimize the biases. Also, to visibly see the healing occurring, like his arm or leg is growing back, or the cancer on his face or arm is disappearing. So visibly obvious, yeah. To confirm prayers from God, it has to be very low probability of occurring. Lower probability of occurring, the better, yeah. So there's a few examples that I can think of, such as a newborn surviving, it's almost 0% chance as determined by the doctor or the nurses, and you pray for his/her recovery, then the newborn survives after being determined by the doctor or the nurse that there is almost 0% chance of that newborn surviving, and then they survive. Another way is to pray for intervention in battle, and then God will send lightning bolts, fog, hail, confusion, or any other events that should be low probability of occurring against your enemies. So again, the first criteria is what you're praying for is at very low probability of occurring. And if it occurs, then there's a very high chance that it's from God. And the response time from God after you prayed should be as short as possible. The shorter the response time, the more likely God responded back. But again, the priority is the prayer itself should be as low as possible in probability to occur. And then you assess, is it really short time frame when God responded back? Was it within a day or an hour? The shorter the time period, the better. The more likely that God is responding back. So low probability, shorter the time period between prayer and response to your prayer. And ask for what is reasonable. Do not ask for money, cars, or houses. Do not use someone else's prayer like the prayer of Jabez. I think they were doing that back in the early or late 90s. They were doing that. That's a bad idea. Which is difficult to prove, but I'll state it anyways. You have to stop continuing in sin, confess all your sins, and believe God is the I am, the one who sent Jesus Christ. I've proven that he's against sin. This is easy to prove. I've proven to an atheist that this works using statistics and probability and correlation. So, as I prove that God is against sin to more people, then most likely we have a good sample size. And God is against sin. If it is a moderate probability of occurring, I would still pray to God for that, even though that might result in a confirmation bias. So I would still do that. But if you want to prove to other people that prayer is working, really low probability, and the time period has to be as short as possible between your prayer and the response back from God. And God is not answering prayer if everything is getting worse over time in a country, and significant bad events are not a blessing from God. So this is happening in the United States. Everything is getting worse as time progresses. We have to stop continuing in sin. This is easy to prove. And I'm in the process of proving God's name. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how you Now you know there are two ways that God can respond back. It's through understanding the correlation that God is against sin, as discussed in previous videos, and understanding how to confirm prayer is from God. So those are the only two ways that we can show that God is responding back as of right now. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll come out with more videos. Thank you.